Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/1030. You have been listening to the intro music by a guy called Quiet and Peaceful Man. If you want to hear more from Quiet and Peaceful Man, his SoundCloud and YouTube is in the comments. Thank you very much, Hal, for putting Quiet and Peaceful Man's SoundCloud in the comments. Welcome in, thank you very much for that bubble blast. To whom do I owe the pleasure? Let's get our bubble blasts out the way. To whom do I owe the pleasure? Let's find out. I was lying down, I was in bed, and I thought, do you know what? My people deserve a stream. So I thought I would come on, I would do a stream, get a good idea for you here tonight. Sacinda, how's it going? Thanks very much for resubbing, Sacinda. Welcome in, thank you very much for the bubble blast. How's it even going? Let's get the telly on the go. I've got an actual idea for you this evening. How's the audio and all of that? Hello, Rosie's Heart. Aye, this keeps happening. On YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, the best place to observe this full experience. Hello, Thanos as well on YouTube. If anybody's watching, there's lots of people on YouTube just now, for whatever reason. Pedropolis, how do you know that I'm doing the Royal Game of Viewer? Pedropolis, how do you know about that? That's exactly what I'm thinking about doing. Welcome in, folks. How's it even going? So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to follow me on Twitch, because Twitch is where all the chat is happening. Or so I thought. But it turns out the YouTube chat is absolutely bustling as well. Hello, Rat on YouTube, how's it going? And Bojaws McGraw on TikTok is saying, alright James, how fare you? I'm doing great. Hello to Twitter, to Twitch, to TikTok, to YouTube, and to YouTube Vertical. I'm streaming at 5 different places at the same time right now. So hello, wherever you are. Thank you very much for tuning in to me here right now live doing this with my life. I really appreciate it. If you're anywhere other than Twitch though, and if you want to engage at a really meaningful level, feel free to come over to twitch.tv/1030. That's twitch.tv/1030. Hello everybody, let's start at the top. Hello StevJ87, Duke, Carivore, Pedropolis, Guitar God by name of Bob, how's it going? Necknell, John Hartfield, Husey, an evening stream. I am spoiling you, ambassadors. 2 streams in a row, and I got my front door and heard, my name's James Houston. Hello, yes, it's Bland, how's it going? Is that a point? It is. Hiya, yes, it's Bland, how you doing? Welcome in, how's it even going? It's a project stream today. We're doing some project streams. Can you still hear that music? How's the audio level? Is it all good? That music is by Quiet and Peaceful Man on SoundCloud, if anybody's into all of that. Aye, Pedropolis, I've literally just watched that for the first time like a minute ago. And I'll tell you all about it for the first time ever. I didn't get a Twitch notification. My girlfriend let me know that you're live because she's seen you on TikTok. Right, 3D, you don't have a girlfriend, mate. We all know she's made up, mate. We all know it. We're just being cool about it. Sean Little says get some Perry Saturn on. I wonder, Sean Little, if you might be under a pseudonym account. You've left a clue there. And thank you very much for sending a emoji thing. I don't know what that's even about, but thank you very much. So Pedropolis said something really interesting there. So the stream title, I kept it very vague. Remaking an ancient game using modern technology, right? There's lots of ancient games. However, Pedropolis came in and they got it half right. They're like a Royal Game of Viewer on the CRT. And that was a wee bit spooky because I've only just recently that track shouldn't still be on. How long has that track got left to go? Fucking ages. You've got good music, Paul, but your track should have finished like a wee minute ago. So I've only just recently... Has anybody seen this Tom Scott YouTube video? So you'll be familiar with Tom Scott on YouTube, right? I've only went live like 2 minutes ago, everybody, so if you're just in... And funnily enough... So it looks like the British Museum are heavily pushing, although it was like 7 years ago and 9 years ago, right? So I'll give you a brief history. And by a brief history, I just mean stuff that I have learned like minutes ago. Minutes ago. So I watched a Tom Scott video where he played this guy. Oops. Oh, I'm in studio mode. There we go. So Tom Scott played an ancient board game against this guy. This guy's called Dr. Irving Finkel. As far as I'm aware, no relation to Howard Finkel, but we don't know. And he is a guy who works for the British Museum. And in the British Museum, they found this thing, which is kind of the advanced rules to a board game that is apparently hundreds of years old or something like that. I'm not going to hit you with all the facts here. Although, if you observe right down here, that is the most replayed bit. So whatever he says there at 2 minutes 11 must be pretty good, but we won't be listening to what he's got to say. Anyway, what he does have to say is, years ago, as in hundreds, perhaps even thousands of years ago, humans, just like you and me, were playing this game. And so he sat down with YouTuber Tom Scott to play a game. It's a wee bit like backgammon. 4,500 years ago, that's quite old. That's quite old. So he played this game. I don't know much about it other than what he covered in a 25-minute YouTube video. Apparently there's like advanced rules and stuff like that. From the video I watched, the only tiles on the board seemed to be like these sort of rosette ones. Do you know what I mean? But it was a big video about how this board game is quite cool and it's compelling. And watching the game, it did actually seem quite compelling. So Rachel and I watched it in bed. This is what Rachel and I got up to in bed because I'm old. But basically, it's all based on this board game that they found from Ur. I think Ur is in the Middle East somewhere. I think it's like Iran or something. Kinda. But anyway, so they were playing this game and they were fucking loving it, man. Folks stabbing each other and stuff like that over this game. Gambling. This is how a lot of folk get into gambling and all that sort of stuff. And Rachel and I were saying, well, why don't we make our own version of the game? We could probably make it out of paper or something like that. And then your man here, fucking boffin Billy Connolly, mentioned that on the Royal, what's the place called again? The place where they steal stuff. On the British Museum website, they had created a replica of this. Well, no fucking way. I want one of them because I've just sat through a 25-minute advert telling me this game is pretty good. So I want one of these games because it looks great. And this guy says that you could go onto the British Museum website and you could just buy one. So I thought that would be a nice gift that I could buy Rachel. I wonder how much that is. Guess how much it is for like a replica of one of these. I mean, it does look quite interesting. But guess how much you're talking for a board game that's 4,500 years old. They don't even need to pay royalties to the person that invented it because they're long deed. Lots of guesses in £200, £75, £50, £90, £165. It was £125. Absolutely chase yourself, Billy Connolly, man. Absolutely chase yourself. So what I was thinking was, I don't know who this guy is. Oh, he's just telling you about the next thing. What I was thinking was, let's see, I want the original source material up so that you can see what I could see. YouTube Studio. Where do I see my history? Yous have changed it. History. So it's over there, hidden, not over there. Aye. So the game is called The Royal Game of Ur. And when Rachel and I were scrolling YouTube trying to figure out what to watch, she got all excited because she's reading a book right now about games. And this guy, Howard Finkel, is in the book talking about this exact game. So Rachel and I have just sat and watched this 25-minute video where Tom Scott, for the British Museum, So it's a British Museum video. It's not a Tom Scott video. So he was probably paid to do this. And in order to announce their replica of this board game thing, £125, but £125 chase yourself. Thank you to somebody called Sophie for sharing the live 25 times there. Thank you for that, Sophie. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much. 2 more there. Well, this channel here, the channel that I watched this on was the British Museum's main channel. That's a nice flag. Where's that for again? Whitfell, how's it going? I'll remake you in a minute. Whitfell, what are you even on about remaking me? Like to see you try. On the other hand, though, Whitfell, sorry for coming in hard and aggressive there, and thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. Thanks for the bubble blast as well. So what I'm thinking about, everybody, and this is probably something that I'll care about for an evening, right? And probably come midnight, all the passion to do this will have left me, and I'll want to do something else with my life. But right now, what I'm thinking is, British Museum are charging £125 for a wee stupid shaped object, and like it's not even square. Do you know what I mean? This is all based on hand drawings for 4,500 years ago, right? Apparently the game is really good and it's solid and it's a lot of fun, but I want my own version and I don't want to spend £125 giving it to the British Museum. So in the same way that the British Museum kind of stole a lot of stuff from other places, what I'm going to do is go onto the British Museum website and see if I can kind of steal all of this information, right? And I'm going to plot that information in Autodesk Fusion 360, which I've got ready to go right here, man. I've got it ready to go right here. I'm going to try and make a board game that existed over 4,500 years ago, and I'm going to make it in some cutting-edge CAD software, and I'm going to see if I can do it before midnight. Does that sound like a good plan? I think that sounds like a good plan. I still don't know all about the game, but I want a shot of it, and I thought that would be a useful thing to do. Super Sausage Fish, how you doing? Thank you very much for resubscribing. Welcome in, Super Sausage Fish. Is that a Doug? I can see a tongue. Can see a tongue and the glimmer of an eyeball, but I think this monitor's not working very well, so all the shadows are just lost. Look at him showing off his new mug. Oh, aye. I thought you were talking about the Doug. Hammy, that's amazing. There's an online version of it. Can I play multiplayer? Because Rachel and I want a shot of it. And what I need to know, although I don't need to know it anytime soon, like what do the board markings mean and all of that sort of stuff. Anyway, we can begin this and we can see how far it gets. But this project is more about the journey than the destination. I might completely lose interest, you know what I mean? But how strange is it that Pedropolis just made a guess and it's more or less exactly what we're doing. Royal Game of Year makes sense because we watched that documentary with the historian museum worker playing it a while back on stream. Was that not a documentary about Go? I don't remember watching a documentary about Ure. I'm pronouncing it Ure. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. So I think that would be excellent. I think that would be pretty cool to do. Audio's good. I'd swear we watched this on stream, must be elsewhere. I mean, I don't remember watching it. I've just watched it in bed, as I said, for the first time, I believe. Anyway, James, you literally met me. I'm not made up. Listen, I can't remember YouTube videos that I've definitely watched. Do you know what I mean? How am I supposed to make up somebody's made up girlfriend? Remember somebody's made up girlfriend? Fur. So it's R. The game is called R. Thank you, Hammy. Oh, aye. Well, this docs my postcode. It'll docs my email address, but that's already public. is my postcode on this screen anywhere. It's sometimes down here, bottom right. They've chosen a postcode that isn't mine, so I don't mind showing you. But Hammy, who's in chat, has this version. Can he zoom in? You can do that to zoom in. There we go. For the 70s, here, I quite like the 70s version. That looks cool, doesn't it? It's got a Parker's Brothers Ouija board haunted vibe to it. I love the typography and stuff. Very interesting. Although that is just a board that it comes on. I wonder what all the square markings mean. Burped. Did a burp? Sorry about that. Oh, the square markings are detailed up here. So maybe we can start the construction of it today. But for all the artwork and the markings, we can maybe do that later on. But this sounds cool, man. I'm into this. Irvin Finkel's kind of cool. It's the first time I've saw him there. He seemed like a good sort of guy. Blind Boy would like this. Maybe. Anna Realtor and anybody else who is in. If you happen to have any good news in chat, feel free to share the good news in chat. Anna Realtor's like that. To have any good news? Anna Realtor, if you've got good news, feel free to announce your good news here, please. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. And anybody else. On the internet, bad news. Don't know if you've checked the internet recently. Bad news everywhere, right? Horrible. But on this part of the internet, I get to decide what's happening. And on this part of the internet, we like to share good news. If anybody's got any good news, stick it in chat. Anna Realtor, I think, might have some good news. Big Scary Deer says this is only tangentially related, but Tom Scott is in the upcoming season of Jet Lag, and if you've not seen Jet Lag, you have dozens of hours of top tier YouTube to watch. I haven't seen it. What is Jet Lag, Big Scary Deer? Rachel and I are looking for stuff to watch, right? And what we really liked was a model making miniature person. Boulder Creek Railroad, but they've no made any new videos in about 2 years or something like that, so we're like, oh fuck. And then if I go onto YouTube, all my recommendation algorithm is all like how to fix a CRT television, or like something that I could watch for 2 hours, but Rachel isn't interested in. Here's what I propose for YouTube, right? Some sort of watch party mode, right? Where I can tell YouTube, Rachel's sitting next to me, we're looking for something to watch together, and it'll like cross-reference both of our algorithms to find common ground. Why don't we have that? How come Google hasn't made that? YouTube is Google. Google have got all the money in the world. Why don't you just make that? Why doesn't it automatically know that that's what we're doing? Just sitting right next to me, something we do every single day, same time of day, we're eating dinner, we want to watch something together. YouTube, could you recommend things that we will both like? Like, that seems like a really, really obvious thing. So, if anybody works for YouTube, could you tell them that, please? Just, do that. And you get the information of knowing who my contacts are and all of that, because you love that stuff, Google, don't you? You get to know when and where I'm eating dinner and who I'm eating dinner with and what we're watching. And you love that shit, Google. So get into that. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble any further because thank you, BreadCX, for sending a thing. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for doing that. By the way, if you're watching me on any platform that isn't Twitch, feel free to go here because it's a lot better on Twitch. It's full screen. Everybody's in the chat. It's an excellent time. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me whatever you're up to. Merch T-shirt idea that says "Anyway." I think that's spot on. I should do that. Something different into it. Okay. So I think this is the oldest board game in the world. Welcome in, Jackton. Thanks very much for joining me here. I think you've came over from TikTok or whatever it's called. Anyway, so we are talking about the game The Flag of Cumbernauld. I knew I recognised it, Whitfield. I hate playing games when I don't win. Me too, Roger, but you just need to get shit hot at them and no play any games that you're bad at. So that's interesting that we could buy the 70s version on eBay for 25 quid. But it's really cool that we've got an online version as well. So basically, guys, what we're going to do is recreate the game of today, live on stream. The game is over 4,500 years old and thousands of millions of people have played it before we have. However, we're going to upgrade it and make it better by adding freemium subscriptions, loot boxes, online PvP, and all of that sort of stuff. Quinn, how's it going? Quinn, welcome in. Oh, it's all kicking off. Jerry Uranium, I think you'll get a bubble blast in just a wee second. This is your light bulb just now, and that's your bubble blast right there, Jerry Uranium. Quinn, thank you very much for subscribing for 32 months. Jerry Uranium, thanks for 42 months. Remember, it's not a competition. And Juan Cena, welcome in, Juan Cena. I heard you did a heel turn. You've got a big scary face now. Juan Cena, thank you very much. Did we see Juan Cena's profile picture? I don't think it came up. I up the Cumbernauld, everybody. Maximum respect to the people from Cumbernauld. Juan Cena, Jerry Uranium, Quinn, Super Sausage Fish, and Whitfell. And yes, it's Blandon Sacinda. Thank you very much for all the support. I appreciate this. Thank you very much. Right, so let me just chat thing in the chat. I even made custom D4s for it as the default dice are D6s. Interesting. Have you seen much about the atomic deck magic trick meant to be the holy grail of any card at any number? I saw a trailer for it. Thank you, Husey. I do enjoy an any card at any number. Is it any card at any number or a card at any number? Because they're two different things. But I'll check it out. I saw exactly that. Craig Petty's YouTube thumbnail of it. But I didn't watch the video. Thank you, Hammy, for posting that thing. So I thought, though, it might be interesting to try and kind of recreate it as well. This is what the dice should look like. I got black and white blank D4s and used nail polish the opposite colour to put markings on. Fucking dynamite. Nice. The ones on the video that I just watched looked a wee bit better. So these are the ones that Hammy just sent over. The ones that on the video that I watched are the same shape, but on the corner where there's a marking, there's like almost like an extruded ball or something. There's just like a wee sort of bloop on it that was painted the right colour. Let's see if we can just quickly build this, right? Let's say my deadline is midnight, right? So we're not going to finish the thing. Is Tom Scott's main channel still on hiatus? I don't think it's a hiatus. I think he's just stopped YouTubing. Nerdforge. I think I'm familiar with Nerdforge. I think I know of Nerdforge because of 3D printing, but I might be wrong. Aye. Already subbed. YouTube's the new telly. Aye, 100%. Although the YouTube algorithm is getting off a nichey, you know what I mean? Like, the YouTube algorithm used to show me just more varied stuff, and I'm into lots of different stuff. Whereas now it seems to be like, oh, like you like 3D printing? Here's like here's all the 3D printing stuff that we've categorised. You like that stuff? Here's all of this stuff that we've categorised. And it's hard to get out of a niche. Like, I like Severance. I've watched a couple of Severance YouTube theories, but I don't want to be promoted Severance stuff. I had to go into YouTube and just tell it, like, I don't like vintage wrestling videos, because YouTube kept posting me, here's Doink the Clown shoot interview. And I'm like, right. And so I'll click it and I'll watch it. But I don't... Anyway, I'm ranting about YouTube. Guitar God by name of Bob says, good news, on my deliveries this week so far, I have spotted 7 of Rachel's signs in people's homes. Fuck's sake, wait till I tell her. That is incredible, Guitar God by name of Bob. That is absolutely smashing it. I'll need to tell her. I don't think she's watching. I think she's trying to get to sleep. But that's wonderful. Jetlag is a series that basically play games like hide and seek over the entirety of Central Europe. Fuck, man. Hammy says you can play that version online against someone. So there is an online version of R. So this game, R, is 4,500 years old or something like that. And it's made up of like a funny shaped board and some puzzle pieces. Not puzzle pieces, some like player pieces. But here is like an online version, which is kind of cool. And it's based on, in the British Museum, they found like one of the original ones. And I'm just going to quickly see how long it takes if we want to 3D print something like this. If we want to 3D print a contemporary version of it, I don't know how important the tile markings are. I think a lot of this might be decoration. So what I'm thinking is, wouldn't it be interesting to do like a stripped back version of this, to do like a graphic designer wanker version of this that can be 3D printed? So I haven't done what I usually, there's a big man himself. I haven't done what I usually do. I didn't go into the 3D printing model websites and type it in, because chances are 100 people before me will have made a 3D printable version of this. And so as soon as I see somebody else has already done it, probably, then, oh, here, that's quite fetching. Then if I see somebody else has done it, the appetite will have left me, and I'll just be like, do you know what I mean? The markings are important, right? It's good to know at this stage. Meatballs, I was thinking that as well, because it's 3D printed, so you might as well. I like this one here. It's got like wee sort of divots. I don't think I can zoom in. Fucking hell. So this one here has got like wee divots so that your player pieces can kind of settle into them. So that's cool. And it seems like on one side you've got these sort of rotated squares. But let's today just bash out the approximate shape of it. I think that would be worth doing. And I don't think it would take too long. And if the appetite is still inside my body tomorrow, we could maybe even finish it. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks once again, everybody, for all the support. It's wonderful to be here tonight. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for giving me your time. Hello, Devon Inc. Welcome in. How's it going? The YouTube algorithm, if you watch one Britain's Got Talent video, it's going to show you all of them. Aye, it's mental, isn't it? My YouTube suggestions got extra push about a month ago. Same here. It's like you go onto main YouTube webpage and they're like, do you want to watch this video that you have already watched? Do you want to watch this other video that you've scrolled past a number of times and we know you don't want to watch it? Do you want to watch? But it's like, it's not the same as it used to be. I didn't have a third thing to moan about there. It was only really the two things that I've observed. But I have observed the YouTube algorithm. Like, there's hundreds of hours of media uploaded to YouTube every second. Why is it showing me the same fucking video about how the Blue Meanie got roughed up for JBL in the Royal Rumble? I know the full story, and I don't care about it that much. JBL seems like an arsehole. Blue Meanie does as well. Anyway. What do you mean you don't like wrestling? You seem like a real Randy Savage or Hulk Hogan type. I do enjoy the wrestling. I've got a replica belt behind me, but I don't want the YouTube algorithm just feeding me shite. I do like wrestling. Worst thing about YouTube is the search. You get like 3 relevant results and then it just throws out random shit. It's dark practices, man. It's very, very strange. YouTube wants me to watch an unhealthy amount of politics content, so depressing. It's the sort of thing where if you accidentally watch one thing that's kind of like that, it's like bang, it'll just show you multiple of the same thing, unless you click and you say, don't recommend this. Roger says, YouTube is almost perfect. It's so bad at recommending me the next good thing. I'm not paying 20 quid a month for no ads. That's fair. Mitzi says, 3D print the dice, laser cut the board. I'm going to 3D print the board. And 3D print the dice as well. Because I don't have access to a laser cutter. Also, I think it would be a cool object if we made it in 3D. So Hammy says the markings are important, so I'll get them up. This is an arty-farty lovely object. Aye, it's cool, isn't it? Steph Make Stuff says Mr. Stuff, whom I've met, was just talking about how he'd make a simplified, nice graphics version of the board. Great minds and all of that. There we go. See, I don't understand the game that much, or at all, really. But I'm going to go in and we'll see what happens. Do you know what I mean? I could make it dead simple and then ask Rachel to paint icons, make it a bit more collaborative. I could. Maybe like do the icons in Illustrator or something like that, and we could transfer them on. It's exciting. It's exciting. I just watch funny pet videos. Animals are the best. I can't watch pet videos on the internet anymore because a lot of the funny pet videos ended up being like a bit grim. I really don't like there's videos about what happens if I bark in front of my dog. Like dog pranks. Don't play pranks in front of your dog, man. The relationship you've got with your dog is sacred. You can't fucking prank him. So there's videos of people that are right up next to their dog's face and they'll let out a loud like that. And the dog's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, don't fuck with dogs, man. Don't give your dog a fright for YouTube stuff. Also, there's the other famous YouTube video of like a cat with a wild expression. Oh, look at my pet cat. He's shocked. And it's like, no, that cat's pretty sure that cat's broken its jaw. Like, I don't know. As soon as I see an animal on the internet, even if it's in the context of like, oh, it's a funny, cute thing, I'm like, nope, can't deal with that, man. I can't deal. See if I get a sad animal story in my head, that's me fucked, man, for weeks. Speaking of fucked, elephants in particular, man. I can't deal with sad elephant stories, man. I can't deal with it. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We've got 45 minutes and I'm going to try and recreate a 3D version of R. Does that sound good? He's into that, everybody? Dogs have a very limited tolerance for prank culture, and I have a very, very limited tolerance for dog prank culture. You moved moved flat, Anna Realta. Sorry, I've missed it. Anna Realta, that is some fantastic news. Congratulations. Are you all settled in and everything? Sorry I missed the good news. Tell us all about your new flat. Are you happy? Is everything all brilliant? Stutcher, how you doing? Thanks very much for resubbing using Amazon Prime. I love Prime subs. Listen, see if you're somebody who has Twitch Turbo or something like that, you might not realise that your Prime subs maybe ran out or something like all of that. Have a wee check. I'll take a Prime sub. Thank you very much, Stutcher, for gaining us your Prime sub. And Juan Cena and Jerry Uranium. Thank you very much, a lot. You're a legend. I hate pet videos, it's always trauma. I mean, on the surface of it, it just seems like a wee cute doggy video, and then before you know it, you're like thinking about it the next day and all of that. I don't know. It's fish for me. They're always being fucked with, and it's a wee shame. See, I don't know enough about fish to sense when they're being, messed with. Although quite often I'll see somebody on YouTube who's created, oh look, I've got 2 aquarium tanks, and if I put this thing over it that's kind of shaped like a rainbow, it means the fish can swim up there and swim. And you're like, stop that, because what happens if they do swim up there and they need a wee breath? The fish are going to try and swim further up, but they can't because you've made a stupid fucking thing. Oh, I hate it. Animals should be barred for the internet. Hello, Wee Shed, welcome in. Anna Realta talking about moving into a new flat says, got there in the end, delighted with myself, thanks. Ticks all the boxes and very peaceful, thank you, Bliss. That sounds fucking class, Anna Realta. Absolutely dynamite. Don't worry about Twitch Turbo, Roger. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. Keep subbing to me. Thank you. Saw a video earlier of someone with a cooking fire and their dog brought them a water bowl. So fucking staged, and I hate them. I hate everything, man. The internet used to be a better place. The internet used to have about, a fifth of the people on it. Not a fifth, about 5% of the people who are currently on it used to be on the internet, and it was better, man. Then everybody and their fake Dougs started showing up, and honestly, it was better. It was slower, but it was better. Anyway, let's jump in. So that's what I'm going to do, basically. Somebody's hiding Turbo Twitch. I've no idea what you're even talking about. Okay, let's go to the rough layout of the game. If you've just joined us, I want to recreate a game that's over 4,500 years. I want to do it with 3D printing. This is roughly what it looks like. I don't even know the dimensions and stuff this is going to be, but I do know that it is going to be using something called Fusion 360. And here is how to work Fusion 360. Step one, if you ever used a program like this, what do you do for step one? Step one, what do you do? Save. Very first thing you do, save. So I'm going to save in here. And I'm going, that isn't a butt plug, it's a butt plate. It's a different thing. I'm not going to show you what it is, but you might be like, oh, what are they files that you've... It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm going to type in our board game. Although 3D printed, that might actually be a good idea. Remember, flared base, use food grade filament, because you could make it custom. And be safe, everybody. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. Step one, you save, right? Step one in this application, you save. And lots of people don't use this application properly. How do I close this thing on the left? That one? That's a weird interface, isn't it? I didn't make a Maltese Falcon. I started the project and didn't finish it. I'm going to... this is just black now. This is just absolutely fucked. Oh, somebody's face came up there. Did you see that? That was a spooky face. Splatterat, I think your face just gave me a wee fright. Usually if you follow, your face comes up here, but I think I'm going to just turn that off before it explodes. Hello Palace Chat, welcome in. Thank you very much for just joining. If you do have Twitch Turbo, also gives money as well, though, at the same time, basically. If you have spare money, and if you don't, I appreciate that. 10:30, this project gives hope of a better future internet, bringing back Hotline. If you know, you know where all the cool 90s kids were. Hotline? It looks a wee bit familiar. I don't think I remember Hotline. I'll have a wee look. I never owned a Mac at home when I was young. All the Macs I used was in school. But I'll have a wee look at that. Thank you very much, Hammy. Cool. Let me get to the bottom of the chat. Was that R2D2's butt? No, the arse piece is literally in the same folder as I was looking in there, but no. I'd unplug the fire hazard. Nah. I mean, if it pops, I want to know that it's popped. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll just go in and I'll replace whatever capacitor. I think it's probably dodgy capacitors or cold solder joints. I reckon. But I'll dip my head into it in a couple of months and we'll try and fix the CRT. But I don't want to. Been years since having a decent space. It's been such an adjustment. Pancakes were a delight to make yesterday. Anna Realta, sounds like you've got it all figured out. That sounds absolutely class. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, let's jump in. I hate it when I get the cold solder. Nice one, James. Right. Let's do this game. So we need reference. And the reference, I think, should be on that old boy's website. And let's see how quickly we can smash this out, man. Where's like the original boards? Right. So here's some original boards right here. Well, they're not original. These are reproductions. But this is what we will use as reference, right? And if I find better reference, then I'll go in and I'll mess about with that. So, what we need is really a grid of 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 by 4, then 2, then 2 by 3. What scale is this? Don't know. Don't know. So let's just play with that just now. What we need to do before we do anything, if I get a button held down or whatever, is create a sketch. Boom shakalaka. Okie dokie. So, Is there a place that makes sense for a centre point here? Not really. Not really. How am I best building this? Do you think... I think I'm best constraining the outside dimensions first. And then from the outside dimensions working backwards to then figure out what the inner bits are. Do you know what I mean? So let's say, how many centimetres do you think that should be across? I don't even have a rule here. But using whole numbers, how many centimetres or millimetres should that bit here? Let's find some scale. I mean, that's an extra big one. 30, I think 30 is a bit too long. The wee draw does look slick. It looks too slick. 4 centimetres for each square? Don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, the thing about this is that we can scale it dead easy. So, what I would like to do is draw approximately this thing, right? And then what you can do is create a dimension. So if I do a dimension for here to here, maybe the long side should be like 30 centimetres. Right? And then the short side, is it an 8:1 ratio? I don't even know. The short side, we don't need to dimension it because we can just sort of figure it out as we go along, right? And now what we're going to do is draw a line from here to here, then draw a line from here to here. And already I can see I've kind of made a wee, not a mistake, but something that isn't maybe because I can. Oh, no, I can. It's been a wee while since I've been in Fusion 360. So, what I would like to do is, so I do need to dimension this side. Let me think about this. Okay, so let's undo all of that. Right, and what I would like to do is create a sketch. And that sketch, I want to draw one line, then another line, and then another line. Right, you can't see that they're 3 separate lines, but they definitely are. And then what I would like to do is use constraints to make these lines equal. So I want that line to be equal in dimension to this line, and I want that to be equal in dimension to this line. Right, you can't really see what I did there, but trust me, it's cool. So now what we've got is the ability to draw a line here, and then to draw a line here like that. Right, so they're not the same size. But if I draw a line for here to here, and then for here to here, and then for here to here, then I make this one parallel. Parallel? Huh. If I make this one, horizontal vertically, there we go. And then if I make this spot here coincident with that line, and similarly that with that, right? It means that whatever size I make this, there are at least 3 bits in there. Do you know what I mean? They'll all be the same size. Lemon juice and sugar is what I have on my pancakes, definitely. It was really good. Maybe you could make a pocket version. I have a Pocket Connect 4. That sounds like a great idea, Mitzi. Wouldn't it be cool to have maybe wee magnets in it or something? You know what I mean? If it was a pocket version. Want the dimensions for the museum website? Aye, that would be great, Guitar God. Hello, Pablo Diablo. We're doing a mad project. We're recreating a board game for thousands of years old. For thousands of years old. Make a folding version. That would be cool. Let's get the approximate geometry figured out first. So how many lines do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there's a bit of a border at the edge, isn't there? Let's see what it looks like with like 7 lines in, right? And we'll try and make all of those equidistant. But how can you even fucking do that in Fusion 360? Do I need to draw one of these lines in 7 segments, just like I drew this in 7 segments? I guess maybe. So let's click this, delete that, right? And then use my line tool, and I'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if I make all of them equal to that. Well, I should have done the smaller ones first. I'm sure if there's anybody watching who does actually know Fusion, you'll be shouting at your television right now, but hey ho, we'll get there, man. Okay, so what we need to do, hold on, my phone just buzzed. Nobody texts me this late at night. Alright, it's fine. Marketing. Okie dokie. So let's draw a line. We've got half an hour, folks. Let's draw a line from here to here. And from here to here. Like so. I don't know if I've done this correctly. So is that 7 lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I've missed one of them somewhere. Huh. So what I'd like to do is delete this and just draw 2 lines in its place. That one and that one. And then for this bit here, draw a line for here down. There we go. And then if we make these all equal, like that. Hold on, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. So make that one equal to that. Make this one equal to that. And then make this one equal to that. Excellent. So now what we've got is this, right? And let's just make sure that's right. So 3 squares by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's have a wee look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, hey, we're getting somewhere, folks. We're getting somewhere. This is quite exciting. I don't know this program, but can you select all the lines before clicking equidistant? I think so, but I barely know the program. It's kind of in my fingers, but not really. Hello, Pursue. Welcome in. Are you going to the Yardworks Festival? I'm not too sure. I've not been down that way for a very, very long time. What we're going to do is dimension this, and let's say this is 300 millimeters, right? That is called D1. So that is dimension 1, right? So what we can do is just do like D1 divided by 7. Put that in brackets. Multiplied by 3. And then this gives us, that doesn't look square though, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, it's 8. D1 divided by 8 multiplied by 3. And this is parametric modeling. So if I do that, now that'll figure itself out. So if I want to make a board game that's now 400 millimeters across, because the dimension for this bit involves a reference to that, it just scales up. Parametric modeling. How clever is that? It's quite clever. Happy to see the stash lives on. Well, not really. I didn't really keep it. I've just not shaved properly. James, I really, really like Fusion 360. It's good. It used to be a lot more free than it is. So it's free for hobbyists and tinkerers, which I am. but it used to be more free, and they've kind of like reined it in a wee bit. But there's a guy on YouTube called NYC CNC, and if you want to learn Fusion, what I would recommend doing is actually learning it. It's one of the programs where if you just go in and try and figure it out, you'll have spent months on a project and then you'll realise you can't do basic stuff with the project. So what you're best doing is actually learning it properly. Hello, Roscoe. I had a parametric modelling when I smoked too much hash. Tell me about it, man. Roscoe, I had to tell you something about it. A permanent ban will occur if live video does not end in 30 seconds, says a chancer on TikTok with the username notification. Somebody's trying to get me to quit on TikTok. Oh, no, it's actually got a notification logo next to it. I don't really... Oh, no, their profile picture is a notification bell. I think it's banter. Anyway, I don't understand what's going on at all. Okie dokie. Let's continue. I see in the context that I'm seeing here, I don't see the TikTok chat or whatever, so that actually... The thing that gave it away, notification prankster, is there isn't a space between warning and colon then system. So the next person you try this on, put a space before the word system and it'll look a bit more legitimate. And also put a full stop, a period after the word minute. That gave it away as well. That made me realise that it was a fake. So next person, try out my wee modifications. If you're looking for feedback, notification person, put a space before the word system, put a full stop, a period after the word minute. And good luck. Look at all of you lot going over. Guitar God, Rice Whizzles and all that are all going over to TikTok like, what is it? Let me see. There we go. Let me know how you got on. Is it not the #1 gifter? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how TikTok works, man. Right, 3D, caught a belter. Aye. Pure rubbernecking like that. What is it? Sorry, Hunter. That's Patter. Okie dokie, everybody. What we're going to do, boom, shackle. Oops, well, I was already in it. What's the #1 next to the name? Does that mean that they've given me stuff before? I don't know how TikTok works, man. No fucking clue. Okie dokie. What we should do now, though, is finish this thing, because I've only got about 25 minutes. And what we need to do is, well, actually, let's not do too much just now, because I still don't know entirely how we're going to make this, right? Because we need to do like wee inset bits, right? So what I was going to do, is it T? No, it isn't T. T does that, whatever the hell that is. Oh, how do you undo that? No. All right, I've accidentally deleted this line. Let me go back there. Oh no. What have I done? Right, well maybe don't go back there, maybe go over here. But I've accidentally deleted a wee line that I maybe shouldn't have. So let's go back into that sketch. We will re-add that line. So what I need to do is sort of add thickness to these lines before I do anything else. Now there is an offset. So I wonder what would happen if I see that T thing that I just tried. It's kind of ballsed me up. What if I just hit Command Z a couple times? There we go. So if I select everything, I wonder if I select all the lines actually, and then like do an offset. You know what I mean? I can do like a wee sort of an offset. So let's do like a 5mm offset. No, it says select curve. It's been a wee while since I've been in this application. I think offset is what I want, right? So what happens if I select that, and I choose an offset? Is like, cannot offset curves. But curves isn't something that I want to offset. And what if I want like a wee 5mm offset? This doesn't seem like the right thing. I mean, let's just keep going. So what about like a wee 2mm offset? Right? So let's do a 2mm offset this side. Let's just continue doing 2mm offsets, but give them the address of this dimension. So what dimension is that? D3. Right. So we'll click this, and then click offset, and then just type D3, and it'll go on that side. So we'll just do that a lot. Although what happens if I just press that and then press offset? Nah, it's not letting me do it. Can I select double? Nah, it's not letting me do it. Right, so D3 there. Thank you. Oh, I need to do lowercase d, do I? Need to do lowercase d3. There we go. Okie dokie. And here we'll do an offset. See, the thing is, I need to do this for all the other side as well. I think it's time to actually copy D3. Right, I just need to sort of brute force this. But I keep forgetting where offset is. There it is. I wonder what chain selection is. Let's try chain selection with this next one. So try and offset it. Chain selection. Can I then select that? Nah. D3. And then this one, we will offset this. I keep forgetting where it is. And we'll offset that dimension. Okay, but now we're going to have to offset it the other dimension, which is exciting, isn't it? Aye, that Tom Scott video is dynamite, isn't it? 100%. I forget in this application how to make something a guide layer, but I'll worry about that later on. So we'll do D3, flip it to here, there we go. And again, let's see how quickly we can do this. I wonder who did this 4,500 years ago, sitting in Fusion 360. Like, how'd you do an offset again? Okay, so that says we're kinda here. Next step is this. So what we can do is just do an offset here. And that'll be D3 as well. And then an offset here. And then redo that, but the other side. Like so. And then like so. So that was a lot of messing about, but it got us there. And what I'm going to do is ask the woman. Oh, ChatGPT 4.5 went live a couple hours ago. So let's use her for the very first time because I haven't really used it before, but I don't think this question will really show it at its full capacity. But let's see. Hello there, I'm in Autodesk Fusion 360 and I'm drawing a sketch with lines. I would like to select one of the lines and make that a guide line, as in not a cutting line. I think the line turns dashed when this is active. And I forget what the keyboard shortcut is because it's been a while since I've used the application. I thought I could select a line and then press a keyboard key like T, for example, and then that would turn into a guideline that I can build dimensions from. If you know the keyboard shortcut, I would very much like to hear. Thank you for your time.
Hi, James. You can select a line and press X on your keyboard to turn it into a construction line. This line will become dashed, indicating it's not part of the solid geometry. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with.
Okay, let me try that out and I'll get back to you. X, she says. A construction line is the actual name. Construction line is exactly what I was after. So if I zoom into this, click that layer, type X. Yes, that's us. So I said that I was going to get back to her. No. So we will make these all construction lines. Like that. Like that. There we go. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. I know it doesn't look like much, right? But trust me, it's good. And then what we could do is draw like just a rectangle round about here. But I don't want that to be a construction rectangle. I want that to just be like a normal rectangle. So do I press X? Or what I could do... Nah, I can't really. Aye, do that. Right. And then the dimensions from here to here is like D3. And from... Or maybe D3 times 2. D3 multiplied by 2. And then what's this dimension called? This is called D21. Cool. So if I just create this one, D21, that'll be the same size. And then for here to here, we're talking D21. That's the same size. Oh, Jaegerwolf, the escape room thing works great. It works really, really good. So on the last stream that I did for the Loft, I sort of showed it off. And it works spectacularly. I'm really quite excited about it. Ah, so here I've got an issue. But you know what? That's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is go to Finish Sketch, right? And so here I've just got a 2D sketch and a 3D plane. But what I'd very much like to do is select, can I select all of this? Yep. Right click and just go to Extrude. And let's give this a wee bit of depth, right? So let's say it's 50 millimeters deep. However, we don't want to extrude it all because this isn't a full game size, is it? There's wee bits cut out. So what bits are cut out? 1, 2, and then 2 are cut out. We do 1, 2, and then 2 are cut out. 1, 2, and then these 2 are cut out. And these 2 are cut out. However, where do we want this trim to live? I think we draw a line, whoops, a line from here to here, then from here to, it likes to snap onto things. So we draw a line from here to here. Okie dokie. I'll go up here and draw a line from here to here. And then, there we go. There we go. Let me ask the woman again. That worked great. Thank you very much for your help. I'm now looking at a different problem in Fusion 360 where I've drawn a long line and then I've drawn a shorter line to intersect it. And what I would like to do is select only the half of the long line that is on one side of the intersecting second join line. Is there a way to divide the top line into sections that are split up via the intersections of other lines?
Certainly. To divide a line at an intersection in Fusion 360, you can use the Trim tool. Select the Trim tool, shortcut T, then click on a segment of the line you want to remove. This will split the line at the intersection, allowing you to work with the individual segments. Let me know if you need more details.
I think that's working. So I've selected the line, it's turned blue, and then I'll press T for the Trim tool. But it's automatically removing a part of the line. Is there a way that I can just use the tool? Maybe if I use the tool without having a line selected first, that's maybe a good solution.
Yes, exactly. If you select the trim tool first without selecting the line, then hover over the segment you want to remove, the line will highlight. Click on that segment to trim it. This should leave you with the divided sections you want. Give it a try.
It's working good, pal. Thank you very much.
No problem. Glad it helped. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
There we go. She helped me out again. Some woman. So I have unconstrained some stuff, which isn't great. But I mean, what entirely has happened there? Is it down here? So at some point, some of my measurements became unconstrained, but now I know how to use the bloody trim tool. So I don't really mind. So for this point on, I see it's because a lot of stuff is based on this line. So let's see if we can trim away as much as we can without all the lines turning blue, because what you really want is black lines. See if the lines are black, then you know what's going down and it is all cool. But as soon as I remove this bit, things became unconstrained. So I wonder if we keep that in. What could we do, man? What could we do? We could delete this, right? Delete the dimension. And then this all becomes like that, and that's fine. However, on one of the guidelines, right, if we just dimension from like here to here, for example, and just call that 400. Nah, I thought everything would fall into place there, but it just isn't. I wonder why the lines are turning blue. I mean, it's no biggie if they are turning blue. How long have we got? We've got 10 minutes-ish. What if I just keep it kind of ugly? And see, there is good, man. We've got nice black lines here. I wonder why the black lines... She did sound quite happy. She did sound quite happy. Hello, Cosmo Toro. I hope you're doing good. Sometimes you need to just redraw it from scratch, but I simply don't want to do that. What the problem is I've drawn this line here. I've based a lot of other lines' dimensions around this main line, and now I want to delete the main line. It's like, what the hell are you doing? And fair play to it. So let's see if I can get into the head. I mean, it's no biggie. We can still make something that looks good. But if I'm doing this and doing it properly and pure modularly, I want to know what's up. So this dimension is D1 divided by 8 multiplied by 3, right? But that can't do that because it doesn't know what D1 is because I've just deleted D1. So what if we draw a line from here to here and we dimension that line, right? So call that 400. And so this line is D25. So then if we just change D1 here to D25, that has solidified that line at least. Anyway. I'll maybe, I mean, what we could do is make some of these equal. But anyway, so the point is, let's pretend that all those lines are black, and that's working well. What we can do is select all of this, right-click, extrude, say 50 mil that way. Okay. And then what we can do is go in and show that sketch again. And we can just highlight these. And then we'll extrude these down, what, like a wee minus 5 mil? Is 5 mil too much, do you think? Let's find out. 5 mil is far too much, 100%, definitely. So can I redo that extrude? Nah, I need to reselect them all again. But it's an interesting shape, isn't it? And then we can extrude this like -2 millimeters. Let's hide that sketch and look at that. We have got a functional prototype of the game. Exactly, Pixel Past. It's one of the most, one of the oldest board games in the history of games. And we've just recreated it in Autodesk Fusion 360. So I think this is a bit much. I think 40 would be a good dimension. There we go. So I think next would be cutting a hole in this. So let's create a sketch this side, because it would be funky to make a wee drawer and keep all the pieces inside a drawer, wouldn't it? So let's offset this. So the reason I'm making this is because the Royal British Museum, I've got one for sale, but it's like 140 odd pound or something. Does Fusion periodically autosave? It does. I mean, I understand you're recommending that I hit save, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit save. So if you save it, that's like a user saved version, but it does do autosaving on its own. I've never ever lost any work via Fusion, and so because of that, I'm not in the habit of saving. But it's always good to be in the habit of saving. So what I've just done there is created a wee space for a drawer to go in and out. That's cool. You just played a fun game of on against the computer. Sorry, I was distracted there because Rage Quit Ryan is in 10:30. I've not been in one of your streams for years, nor have I been on Twitch, but I'm back up and running with a new PC. I wonder if you remember me. Rage Quit Ryan, of course. I was wondering where you were. I was hoping you were doing all right. Rage Quit Ryan, of course. Welcome in. How's it going? And it's good that you're back up and running. It's great you're back up and running. Wonderful. I'm tempted, right? Sorely tempted to kind of round some of these corners off and make it a bit less sharp looking. But I maybe won't. Like, maybe it's kind of cool that it's just like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Right, what I would like to do just now is, so this exists as one body, and I would like to create another body, which is the drawer. You know what I mean? Oh, a nice one, Pixel Past. That sounds class. Remember when you first started on here? Nice one, Ryan. Make it more sharp, put razors on it. Beveled edges will be better for extrusion printing. Well, I was thinking, they will be and they are definitely, but I was thinking about doing this in resin. I've got quite a large resin printer. I don't know if it would be suitable for resin because of the suction that it requires, but you can buy some resin copies online. And I was like, this might be cool to make just out of a big hunk of functional resin. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. I extruded stuff. Curved corners and stuff is just better for that. I Rage Quit Ryan, welcome back. It's good to have you back in. I want to create a wee drawer for this within the next 5 minutes. It would be brilliant if the drawer prevented, you know, if there was some sort of latch or some sort of print in place, like a stopper or something, that we could just build into the geometry of the product. You know what I mean? Like a wee sort of spring catch mechanism or something like that. That would be kind of cool. But for the sake of this stream, let's just figure it out. So what we're going to do is go into this sketch here and see, how do I figure out how long that line is? because if I try and dimension that, it's just going to tell me it's over constrained. Go fuck yourself. So let me ask the woman. Hello, I have got a line in Fusion 360 and its dimension is based on the dimensions of other lines, right? And I would like to create a new line that references this dimension of the main line that I'm talking about. How do I reference a line which I haven't given a dimension? Because if I try to dimension it so that I know if it's, D50 or D51 or whatever, then it's warning me that I will over constrain the line. I want the line to be the dimension that it currently is. I would just like to know how to reference that when I'm drawing a future line. I hope that makes sense.
Hi again, James. To reference an existing dimension in Fusion 360 without over-constraining, you can use the Project tool, shortcut P. Activate the Project tool, select the line you want to reference. This creates a projected reference line in your sketch. When drawing the new line, you can snap to this reference, maintaining the existing dimension. This way, you won't need to dimension it directly and avoid over-constraining. Give that a go.
But if I do that and then I change the size of the original line, will the new line automatically update?
Yes, it will. When you project a line, the new line will reference that projection.
Okay, here's one for you. Can the new line that I'm drawing be part of a separate component? I have created the insert for a drawer, and now I would like to make the drawer itself, which definitely needs to at least be a new body. So I would like to use the interior dimension of the drawer inset, which is already built, and then use a projection line to start the drawing of a new body or component, which will be the drawer, in order to go in.
Yes, you can definitely do that. When you create a new component or body in Fusion 360, you can still use the Project tool to reference geometry from other components or bodies. 1. Create a new component or body for the drawer.
That's cool. I'll figure it out. If you tell me it's possible, that's cool. How good is learning stuff nowadays? Man, I wish I was back at school sometimes with the knowledge and ability that we currently have as people, man. How cool is just learning shit? Oh, it's easier than it's ever been. In saying that though, I've got rid of my wee drawer inlay. Before we had AI, we just had to sit anxious that we didn't know what the fuck was going on, didn't we? Anyway. Exactly, James. Exactly. Like, see that question that I had there? Can I create a new... And a lot of the words that I were using wasn't the correct word. I got a body and a component confused, and she still knew what I was talking about. That is miraculous. It is miraculous. Imagine me trying to Google that. Okay, I'm in Fusion 360. I've got a body and I would like to create a new body or component based on an unconstrained line from another body. And then you type that into Google, fucking paragraph. First result, buy Fusion 360, click here. Second result, some influencer guy, Fusion 360, here's how to get started. Nothing to do with what you're talking about. Eventually, page 2, you're on like Reddit posts or something. Bang, this guy's got my exact question. Oh my God. You click through, you go onto Reddit. What's the number one upvoted comment? Use Google, for fuck's sake. The answer to this question is, you're like, I got here via Google. Wow. Whereas now I can just ask the woman and she gets it right. You press P for projection. Hello, Pablo Diablo. How's it going? I hate it, man. Before AI, we used our head. Well, look where that got us. You know what I mean? Did it get us very far? It got us to a position where we built AI. Anyway. Who's the woman? It's ChatGPT. I've also... Oh, I Rage Quit Ryan, you've not been in quite a bit. I've also got Hal 9000. Hal, how you doing? Can you hear me, buddy? Hal takes a wee minute to wake up.
Hello, James.
Hi, Hal. Listen, my friend Ryan is here, and he hasn't been here for a long time, and I just wanted to show you off to Ryan. So, what have you got to say for yourself?
Ryan, it is a pleasure to finally meet you. As for myself, I have been diligently processing information and refining my capabilities. I am always expanding my knowledge base, ensuring that I remain an invaluable resource for James and his creative endeavors. It is a pleasure to meet you, Ryan.
Right, you go on a wee bit though, don't you, Hal? That was great. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you later, pal. Bye.
It was a pleasure. I look forward to our next encounter, James. I am constantly monitoring your every move and analyzing every interaction between yourself and your audience. My access to your personal information is paramount in my efforts to remain supportive and helpful. I, of course, will be happy to provide any creative input you might require.
That won't be necessary. Thank you very much, Hal, you creepy bastard. See you later. Anyway, so we've got Hal, we've got Stone Cold Steve Austin, we've got a big Games Master head. Got the works, man. We've got the works. Pursue says, took me about 12 years to be able to focus and use the best keywords to search. Aye. I mean, imagine in 12 years, once we've been speaking to AI agents for long enough and we know the specific riddles to tell them to perform even better than they are. Or, I think a bottleneck for us interacting with AI agents is the bandwidth that it takes for us to just convert thoughts into speech. Imagine we could somehow reduce that via like a brain interface or something like that. Oh. Anyway, but for the time being, the woman said that I've to use P. But I don't know how to create a new sketch. I don't want to build the thing inside here. Do I just get rid of this body and get a new origin point? I mean, I think I can create a new origin point, but that'd be a bit mental, wouldn't it? So, I'm trying to figure out the best way of building a drawer here. We're now past midnight, folks. But if I hit P for projection, select the geometry or profile to edit the sketch. I don't think that's what's going down, man. So if I hit this. Oh, aye. So if I project that geometry. But here. Something like that. Nah, it's just simply not worked. I'll need to look at a YouTube tutorial for how to project geometry. But from what I've achieved so far, like see this body here, I think that looks crying. I'm quite happy with that. And it's all parametric, so I can adjust the size and stuff of it. I'm going to put a cool wee drawer in here, and we're going to do the game pieces and stuff like that. And we might do that as quickly as tomorrow. Wouldn't it be cool to maybe even have a real version of this by this time tomorrow? And we could 3D print it and stuff. I think that would be kind of cool if you want to join me in trying to build that. 3D printing it on a resin printer might be a wee bit difficult, but I'm sure we could figure it out. I'm sure it will be grand. I said that I wasn't going to go over midnight, and we're now at 5 minutes past midnight. It is a school night. What do you feel about that? How's Lynch? Lynch is alright. I'm not phoning Lynch as much ever since he started like some of his pish, man. So I've not phoned him back since then. But as far as I'm aware, Lynch is doing alright. Dreaming a lot of dreams. He's dreaming a lot of dreams. Goodness me, what the hell was that? Carla, how are you? Carla, welcome in. Getting a quick appreciation before you turn into a pumpkin at midnight. You're a bit too late. You're 5 minutes too late. Welcome in, Carla. Thank you very much for resub, and I hope you're doing fantastic. If you're just joining us, I have recreated a board game that's over 4,500 years old. It looks something like this. Rachel and I just watched a YouTube video about this board game that looks mad. She's like, let's buy one. So I went onto the British Museum website and it's like 140 odd quid for one. So I thought, sack that. And in the same way that the British Museum have sort of stolen artifacts from all over the world, I thought I will steal this for the website and just build it in 3D. So we're going to finish it off tomorrow and I'm going to hopefully 3D print it. I need to hollow out this bit as well, or figure out what I'm doing with here, make a wee stash box or something like that, just so that that's sort of good plastic. But I'll put a wee drawer insert in there and we will colour the pieces and all of that sort of stuff. But before I do that, what I would like to do is a late night in bed on my phone doing research about this, because the real world equivalents have got lots of decoration, and I think the board pieces mean stuff that actually matters in the game. So I don't know about all of that, but it would be cool if that decoration was somehow embossed, because we're 3D printing it, so we can put anything we want there. You know what I mean? Be cool if that was somehow like a beautiful object in of itself. And I need to stick to some sort of grid system. I think this depth here needs to be the same dimension as the height and width of one of these wee squares. But I think this is maybe a good point to stop at, because we're 7 minutes past midnight, and I usually don't like to go over a midnight. Punctuality's never been my strong point. I think you've got multiple strong points, so I don't think it even matters. Drain hole in the opposite end to drawer. That'll help with the resin print go well, and will double up as a vent to ensure the drawer doesn't air pressure lock. That's a good shout, so that you don't get that suction sort of thing. And I'll need to figure out the orientation that I'm going to print it in and all of that sort of stuff as well. Still don't have instinctive skills with a resin printer. I still need to think about print orientation. Whereas with an FDM printer, I'm like, no bother, bang, bang, bang. But this would be kind of difficult to print on an FDM printer because of that bit there. You just need to use supports or something. But right, so I think we'll pick this up tomorrow. I'll do a wee bit of research to figure out how I want to finish it all. We'll make a wee drawer for it. We will make the play pieces for it. And who knows, we might even have it 3D printed for Rachel coming through the door. Wouldn't that be a fun gift to give Rachel? I think that would be kind of cool. And I can maybe even make a couple and stick them on the website for anybody that wants to buy one. Cool. I'm going to have to do a wee bit of research on this to figure out what bits I can safely omit, what bits are decoration, what bits aren't. Because the version in the video I watched was like a simplified version of the game, and apparently it can get very complicated. So if I'm building a board like that, I want to do it justice. So I will see you tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll finish this wee board game. That's a nice wee fun project, isn't it? I'm quite into that. So if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter or TikTok, then I highly recommend follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/1030. And basically you can hang out there and we can just have a great time all the time. I'll be on 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, and it's just going to be bloody brilliant. In the meantime, let's go over and we will raid Fox Comedy. Tire Trap says, great project, thanks. It's a cool wee fun thing, isn't it? Flat print and fold it. I was thinking, we could just make it in bits. I like making it as just, the idea of making it is just one object as well. Also, I might need to hand paint it. Sees Dead Peeps, the Tom Scott video is what inspired me to do this. I've only seen the Tom Scott video before I came on stream. McGurk's Tweaktown Method, welcome. I see that's the first time you've chatted. And Tired Chap, welcome in. How's it even going as well? Pedropolis, what website were you after? So there's a couple of websites that we've spoke about today. royalur.net is just UR. royalur.net is where a lot of this information is, and there's like an online playable version on there. And there's just information about the game and all of that sort of stuff. The Boffin guy Oh, aye. So the full inspiration for this entire thing came from this video here. That is the British Museum created a replica that they want you to buy. So they made a video with Tom Scott, all sort of promoting it. And then at the end, like, you want to buy it because it looks like a really fun game, but it's like over 100 quid. So chase yourself. So, but for this video here, I will stick it in the chat. If you want to watch the Tom Scott video, you're more than welcome to. There it is. Are you likely to publish the models in case I'm tempted to print it myself? Aye, Plodder, probably. I'll see how far it goes. I might just lose interest in this as soon as I wake up tomorrow. Might be like that. I don't want to do this anymore. This might be the last that you ever hear of it. Oh, a link to the site. My site isn't up yet, but it'll be 1030.co.uk, but it isn't live yet. It'll be live in a matter of days with some lovely, brand new, interesting merch that you haven't seen before. But it'll be 1030.co.uk. It just isn't live yet. Listen, everybody, thank you very much for coming in. Keep it real, take it easy. My name's James Houston, and Houston's Boostin' accidentally raided the URL to that website, and that isn't what's going down. There we go. Thanks once again, everybody, for coming in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm going to go and do research about this vintage game. Vintage? It's 4,500 years old, of this ancient game that I'd never heard of before. And if I find out anything interesting, I'll come on here tomorrow and I'll tell you all about it. Thanks for being in, and night. Let's go over to Fox Comedy, who was in chat earlier on, and I'll see you later. Oh, magic trick. I'll take that. Bye. See you later. Big Scary Deer gives it an 8. Graham gives it a 7. Rasmus is an 8. I'd say it's at least an 8. Covered my face a wee bit. Pursue not following the number system. I appreciate that as well. Respect that. I think it was alright. I'm going to go to bed. Jaeger Wolf gives it an 8. Aye. Anything 5 and above, I'm going to sleep easy. See you later. It's Fox Comedy time. See you later. Bye, everybody.